When I moved from LA to New York back in mid-2016, I left behind the beloved hills and mountains of Southern California, terrain I used to hike, jog, and climb around on multiple times per week. What I lost in elevation, though, I gained in access to many waterways surrounding the greater New York City area. From rivers to bays to open water, there's no shortage of opportunity for aquatic adventure in the region. Thus, my wife and I soon owned a canoe and a kayak. Before we get started with our video detailing the best kayak on the market, we've included links in the description for each product mentioned, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting off with the best ocean sit-on-top kayak, we have the Sea Ghost line. Vibe is a relatively new company with a definitively novel concept: make great kayaks affordable again. While technical design has come leaps and bounds within the kayak world, so have prices. Whether you're paddling for sheer pleasure or you're a dedicated angler or hunter, Vibe's Sea Ghost 110 is among the most comfortable, user-friendly kayaks I've paddled, which is mesmerizing for around $800. I also found that I have a much harder time capsizing this kayak than I did with almost any other, save for maybe the Hobby Mirage Pro Angler, which is a little beamier throughout. The Vibe Sea Ghost matches just about all the best designs from the best kayaks around, but at somewhere around half the price. While it's a bona fide fishing kayak, it maintains sleek lines, a luxurious and adjustable mesh seat, and accommodates most paddlers, along with most of their interests. The one thing that might possibly put off non-anglers is the long, narrow center console that takes up a large portion of the otherwise tidy deck. On the other hand, it's a great spot to toss in an ice pack or two to keep snacks and beverages cold, which is usually how I end up using it. Weighing in at 62 pounds, Vibe's Sea Ghost 110 is fairly light for such an outfitted kayak, just over half the weight of the Hobby Mirage Pro Angler 12, but it's still among the most stable. If you're looking for a longer and faster but slightly heavier boat, which would serve well for longer and especially more open water paddles, the company's almost identical Sea Ghost 130 is a whole 2 feet longer and weighs only 13 pounds more. It does cost $70 more, but that's not much considering. Equipped with most of the bells and whistles of modern fishing kayaks, the Sea Ghost will cost less than a third of what our top pick for a pedal-powered boat would, and is just as functional. What's more, it even comes with a paddle, however heavy and clunky it may be. The only thing the Sea Ghost is missing is the option for a pedal drive insert, which would also likely enable the addition of an electric motor, but Vibe is still a young company, and I suspect they'll jump on board with pedal propulsion in the near future. Next up, we have the best touring sea kayak, which goes to the Old Town Castline Touring Kayak. Almost every time I climb into the cockpit of my Old Town Castline kayak, the first thing I think is something along the lines of, man, this thing is comfy. The padded ACS2 seat has a low profile but supportive backrest, while adjustable foot and thigh braces mean my boat is a perfect fit for my body. Whether paddling for just a few minutes at a time or cruising for the better part of an afternoon, any fatigue or stiffness I feel is always a result of physical effort, not the design of my cast line. Oh, and you can select from one of 3 size options, so you'll find a cast line that's a perfect fit for your body and range of use. The sleek, slender, polyethylene hull of this 14-foot long, 24.75-inch wide, 53-pound boat slides over still water and slices through chop with remarkable ease. And set into that hull is a pair of secure, watertight storage hatches, perfect for my phone and keys, some snacks, a camera, a hat and sunglasses, and all that good stuff. There are also 2 sets of bungee tie-down straps I can use to lash additional gear, like a rain jacket, right to the hull itself. Out on the water, I can carry my cast line with relative ease single-handedly, but when you do have a partner to help you portage the thing, carry handles at the bow and stern make moving it a breeze. One Amazon customer praised the straight tracking of his cruise, saying it can hold a line with ease during paddling. Like me, he also says the seat is comfortable, and among the community of die-hard paddlers posting on the paddling forum, the Old Town Castline kayak enjoys a solid 4.2-star average rating. Up next, we have the best folding kayak, which goes to the Oru Beach. Oru has been around for a couple of years now, and apart from maybe being the most portable boats in the world, they are a pleasure to paddle. I used them while sailing around Fiji, where we were easily able to store 2 of these boats, along with a whole host of other toys, aboard a 43-foot sailboat. The beach model is a hybrid, open cockpit sit-in kayak, while the bay is a faster paddling boat with a closed cockpit for flatter water. I was not only shocked at how lightweight they are, 26 and 28 pounds for the beach and bay models respectively, but also how rugged they were. Scraped on rocks and probably the occasional coral head, they stood up as well, if not better, than many plastic and fiberglass boats would have. While they're not cheap and quite utilitarian in design, they're stable, seaworthy boats, and you can fold them up in a matter of 3 minutes and be on your way. Urbanites, van lifters, and pretty much anyone with limited storage space or a busy travel agenda will find these boats incredibly manageable to own. And while the price tag might seem steep, Either boat is well worth it if you can swing the price tag. Next, we have the best tandem sit-on-top, which goes to the Brooklyn Kayak Company Tandem Sit-on-Top Kayak. If you and a fishing buddy are looking for the ultimate sit-on-top fishing kayak, look no further. If you and your SO want a kayak you can enjoy in the lake or on the bay during weekend afternoons, ditto. Or if you want a kayak you and your kid can enjoy together, and you need to make sure you're getting a vessel that's super stable and reliable, then once again you're in the right place. The Brooklyn Kayak Company's BKC UH TK29 Tandem Sit-on-Top Kayak isn't going to set any speed records, what with its broad 2.9-foot wide hull and its commanding 90-pound weight. But what it lacks in fleetness, it more than makes up for in safety and stability. This kayak is basically not going to tip over unless you force it to, and that's true even if you stand up in the thing, which you're in fact encouraged to do, as this kayak was by and large designed with the fisherman in mind, and it's hard to get a great cast unless you're on your feet. The UH-TK29 also features multiple built-in fishing rod holders that keep lines in the water with hands free, or keep poles out of the way while you're paddling. Whether you're paddling, reeling, or trolling, both paddlers will appreciate the quick-drying, supportive, and adjustable seats that keep you up off the deck in a comfortable upright position. As for storage, there are 2 compartments set into the hull, and a larger cargo area at the back with elastic bands for securing your cooler, rain gear, or other supplies. A reviewer from Yak Angler called the BKC UH-TK29 virtually impossible to tip, and noted its comfortable as well as ergonomic seats. He also noted its rather substantial weight, but said this was somewhat offset by its impressive weight capacity, which is indeed rated at 500 pounds. And for our last pick, we have the best pedal-powered / fishing kayak that can also be fitted for an electric motor, which goes to the Hobby Mirage Pro Angler Series. Hobby's Mirage Pro Angler Series, 12-foot, 14-foot, and 17-foot, not only offers the most accommodating, accessory-ready layout of any kayak we've found, it was the first, and in our opinion remains the best, in pedal systems for kayaks, borrowing from Penguin Anatomy to mimic their underwater wing flexes. Hobby's Mirage Pro Angler Series is outfitted for just about everything, but it can be stripped down to accommodate even the simplest paddlers. It also has room for an electric motor mount where the propulsion pedal is located, or on the transom or back, which makes more sense to us because you can keep the pedal should you run out of battery charge. Fear not, paddling purists. You can always ditch all that stuff and use an old-fashioned paddle if you'd like. The Mirage Pro Angler also includes a neatly folding rudder, plenty of fishing rod holders, storage, an ultra-comfortable seat, and a 2-year limited warranty. If you get your exercise elsewhere, or want a speedier trip to your fishing grounds, it pairs easily with Torqeedo's ultralight 403 electric motor, which mounts on the transom as an outboard, or the Evolve electric motor, though that seems to be phasing out, so we'd recommend you go with the ultralight 403. Still, while it's a nice option to have, the electric motor is going to be overkill for most. You could just as soon buy a small used fishing skiff for the price of this setup if a motorboat is ultimately what you're after. More to the point, we think Hobby's Mirage Drive pedal system is fast enough as is. A simple pull tab shifts between forward and reverse, and steering controls on both port and starboard enable easy maneuvering. The Mirage Pro Angler comes with Hobby's signature mesh vintage seating, which makes it the most comfortable kayak we've ever plopped ourselves into. And while the whole aluminum framed seat is adjustable, the bottom folds up to make way for stand-up fishing, which we love for sight and fly fishing or just stretching out. The hull of the Hobby Mirage Pro Angler comes with a built-in transducer mount and through-hull cable plugs, transducer not included, so sorting out an aftermarket fish finder or GPS is a cinch. Hobby goes wild with storage, including horizontal rod storage for up to 4 rods and vertical for 2. There's also a pair of aluminum rails, Hobby's signature H-rail system, to which you can mount any number of things, including Hobby's H-bar, which works as a grab rail for stand-up fishing and getting in and out of the boat, and accepts a variety of accessory mounts. With all of these technical specifications, these are heavy boats, and the smallest 12-foot model weighs 105 pounds. So that sums up our top kayaks of 2019. We hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like on the video, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have a great day.